Hey there, it's Pete over at Sampleist, and today we are checking out Konduit by Orchestral Tools. Konduit is the latest in the experimental Fabrik series, and this is all about electricity. In fact, it's about sonic electricity. In collaboration with techno producer and live performer Peter Van Hosen, Orchestral Tools have sampled analogue and modular synths with electric guitars and basses and put their wonderful sound design to work to create this magical and electrifying library. Konduit downloads at 39GB sine arc compress, and it's been recorded in 24-bit 48 kHz resolution. It runs in the free Orchestral Tools sine player. There are 3 high voltage sound aesthetics, 40 powerful patches, 2 layers per sound, and 2 mic options. At the moment, Konduit is on intro price at €49 plus VAT, and the intro offer ends November 23rd, so get in really quick. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Orchestral Tools for sending over a license for Fabrik so we can make this video. As ever, the instruments do come to us for free, however it does not cloud or change our judgment, ideas or thoughts about the library. But I do really want to thank Orchestral Tools yet again. I've been lucky enough to cover all 5 volumes of Fabrik, and I hope there are a lot more on the way. In this video we are going to put Konduit to test in a composition, but before that we are going to listen to some of the sounds, have a look at the different high voltage sound aesthetics, and just see what this library is all about. With all that out the way, let's jump in. And here we have Konduit loaded up in the Orchestral Tools free sine player. This is the 5th library in the Fabrik series. So we have Transit, we have Radom, we have Synoid, Achrome, and now the electrical goodness that is Konduit. Inside you'll find 3 folders, and these are the 3 aesthetics. We've got Surge, we've got Charge, and we've got Spark. And within each one, there are 2 subfolders. So Surge 1, Surge 2, Charge 1, Charge 2, Spark 1, Spark 2. So we're going to check some of these sounds out. There are 2 microphones. We have Signal and we have the Expanse mic. So I'm going to leave these on just so we can get the full feel of the libraries. I've loaded up Surge 1 and we have Diode Breach. And all I'm going to do is just play a single note across the octaves and use the mod wheel. That sounds incredible. That is like crispy, electrical, staticky goodness. Let's play a few notes with it. Absolutely love it. Let's go for current fusion. Brilliant. So these are very playable. The Fabrik series is seen as being very experimental, but in terms of diatonic performance, these are absolutely ace. Lashing arcs. That low end is amazing. Let's remove those. Now you can see loading these up is really quick. It's not got a huge footprint to load all of these articulations. And of course you can take out the ones you don't want. Now this is screaming video game composer at me. That's N-type. Let's go for Ionize Expanse. Yeah, so the mod will really adds a lot of character. Let's go for circuit convergence. Okay, so the mod was doing some interesting things there. I'll say that, I actually went out the playable range. Good one. Yeah, that is a single note. That is incredible. Unstable link. So each instrument has 2 layers. So you can hear very clearly here, if I just hold down this C note. We have the bass. But then with the mod wheel adds this distorted layer. Very groovy. So that's surge. Now in contrast, we have charge. So I'm just going to load at charge 1. And let's go for wide anomaly, because it's the first one on the instrument list. Love it. Fractured signals. That's some serious low end. Let's take charge 1. And again, I'm only going through some of these instruments because the joy of having a new instrument is exploring it. And I don't want to ruin that for you. But these sounds are brilliant. Blitz. Okay, bro. My computer decided to do a slight audio glitch, which it never does. Okay, that's new. It didn't actually move at all then. Very, very strange. But hey, these things happen. But it wasn't the instrument at all. Electrosphere. It's incredible how the sound just changes. Love it. And then we've got Spark, so let's check out Spark 1. I'm going to use Euphoric Cascade. Lovely. Now, of course, in the sine player, you can just change the playable range. Very handy feature, and that just sounds awesome. Charged Glimmer. Lovely stuff. Held down a few chords there, and then we've got Spark 2. Ghostly Static. A Starving Pentoad. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so the instrument is full of lots of different sounds, but I don't know. There's something really, really unique, and it's a spark, no pun intended. It just sparks off creativity. There we go. What we're going to do is throw it into a composition. Now, I've done a composition using Konduit, and I wanted to try it out in a less experimental field. So if you've seen my other videos on the Fabrik series, they are quite experimental. So I've thrown in some Metropolis Arc horns, we've got some cinematic sound design, a couple of guitars, and we've got Konduit at the very heart of the composition, just to see how it all works together. So let's listen to the composition and then talk about what is going on. And there we have our composition featuring Konduit. I absolutely love the Fabrik series because they are so experimental and they take your compositions into completely different realms. For this one, I decided to do something a little bit more traditional. So this is crime, tension music, possibly. It's a little bit epic in places, very cinematic. And I wanted to get all the electric, staticky goodness of Konduit into this type of composition, and I'm really, really pleased how it's come out. Now, for this one, I've used a combination of different Orchestral Tools instruments and then a couple just from other libraries, and obviously I'm going to focus on the Orchestral Tools one. So we have 5 instances of Konduit, and I think they stack together really, really nicely, so we're going to talk in detail about those very, very shortly. And then the LA Sessions upright piano, which I've made all cinematic. Metropolis Arc 5, the low brass crescendos, I fell in love with as soon as that library came out, and I do use them a lot. They just create this amazing little bit of tension, the crescendo, just the epicness. Love it. Metropolis Arc 1 horns, absolutely love them. And then I've copied another horns instrument and played them an octave higher. Metropolis Arc 3 timpani roll. And then if I just scroll down, we can see we've got a couple of other items going on. So we've got some guitars, just playing some loops and booms, a percussion loop, a hit, and a couple of risers. Now, it all started off with Konduit, and I love the Charge 2 Electrosphere sound. It's insanely simple MIDI programming. So if let's go full screen, you can see this one is in E minor, and I'm just playing fifths there, so E and a B, and this one is beautiful. Playing the third above, so it's playing the G. Now I'm just gonna close that window. Again, just an instant cue starter. And then I add the Electrosphere 2. I say the Electrosphere 2, sorry, it's the same instrument, but playing something slightly different. So I'm just checking out what I did there. If I play those two together, you'll get an idea. That's it. So I wanted this kind of like swoopiness going on. So you can see that I'm almost like using it as a higher up Brahm. Sounds quite bizarre, but you can hear like the swirliness, but I love that sound. And then we got the astral jolts, which are coming in low down as if it is a Brahm. So I'm just going to zoom these in. And that just repeats through the entire piece. Now, on purpose, I've not used any modulation on these, but on the astral jolts, I do. So I just have this little curve going on, and you can hear the sound just open up. Absolutely love those effects. So that just continues all the way through. Now, with the piano, if I just solo that off. I've just added some reverb with FabFilter R2, which just recently came out. Great reverb. Now, all together, it sounds just like this. As a backdrop, how cool is that? And then I believe the chord changes. I do like chord changes occasionally. And we have that horn line coming in. Now, I'm just going to unsilo all of that. We have underneath classic booms and some guitars going on. To give it that cinematic edge. So playing all this together. I absolutely love it. It's just the static energy. You can almost feel it bouncing off the track. Now, we have some timpani rolls from Metropolis. Sorry, I can't say it today. Metropolis Arc 3. And they sound amazing. That's the Beating Orchestra. It's such a cool library. And I do use all of the Metropolis arcs. I just think they're fantastic. And of course, we've got that low brass as well. Now, I was toying with the idea of putting reverb on it. I love the raspiness. So I did actually load up some Pro R2. I just want to play it because, again, I just absolutely adore the sound of it. Sorry, my audio examples, they're a little bit, they got a bit of a, they take a while, a bar to kick in. I love it with the reverb. I'm going to leave it on. Now, we have the Xena Bridge and the Photon Nebula, which are just for holding down a low end. That's Cinema Plus straight away. Again, absolutely love it. So if I just play just the Konduit patches, just check this backdrop out, or background. Now that is some quality sound design going on. I absolutely love it. There is nothing quite like it with this electricity theme. And the Fabrik series is seen as being very experimental, and a lot of the content is, but it's so usable outside the realms of cinematic experimental music or electronic experimental music, however you want to use it. You can use this in lots of diatonic ways, play different melodies, pads, and just have those brilliant sound design moments going on in it as well. So yeah, I absolutely love the sounds that I'm hearing. Now, in context, I like to layer up my guitars as I play these, and these are just plain loops. It's Cinema Plus, and then we have a standard hybrid percussion loop. That's a library that I use a lot. Not going to say what it is, obviously, but yeah, use that one a lot. And we have these risers as well in place. So I'm just going to play from here, and in fact, let's just go from the last section. So we've got an E minor, then a C and a D chord. It's really, really simple writing, but obviously I want to play it from the first bar. Sounds like this. It's absolutely superb. Now, the horns, I've got the Metropolis Arc 1 horns, and they're just playing the same line, but in octaves. Again, they sound absolutely superb. And then that is the whole composition. So it's a very short example of what you can do with Konduit. I think it's brilliant. In terms of the Fabrik series, they all have their own different style and sound and uniqueness. I would say this is one of my favourites, but I do really like all of them. But I would say this is one that I would use in different types of cinematic music a little bit more. So obviously I write a lot of tension music and crime music, that kind of thing, but I'd love to put this in with an orchestra, and I'm working on quite a lot of orchestral music at the moment, so it's going to go in there and let's just see what it sounds like. But yeah, fantastic library, great value for money. It's currently €49 if you get in quick, because the intro offer will run out soon, and I just think it is a very intriguing, very, very usable and very, very versatile library. And that takes me to my closing thoughts about Konduit, and I have pretty much covered what I think about it in the previous section, but just to recap, because we obviously put chapters in here and a lot of people do jump to our final ideas about the library. I think that there's nothing like it. It has this electrostatic energy and it just flows through the entire library. The sound design is incredible, but it's not just noise and I don't know, like electricity gimmick. The sound design is amazing, it's clear, there's clarity, and there's a lot of thought going into the library about what you could use this for. You've got lots of amazing highs, lows, soundscapes, the modulation wheel changes and manipulates the sound. It's just lovely, and not only is it experimental, you can use this in different styles of music. So for me it'd be crime, it'd be orchestral, it'd be horror, soundtrack, underscore. It just covers a lot of things, and in my demo I wanted to show it with orchestral instruments, so we have some horns in there and it works really, really well, and it's in a cinematic setting, and it just sent this composition off in a very, very different direction from when I started with it. And that's what I think libraries like this are all about. They not only give you inspiration, but you're trying new things and you're setting yourself apart from the crowd, so to speak, by using samples that are just, yeah, that they are otherworldly. I absolutely love it. I can't speak more highly of this library, so I do recommend that you pick it up. €49, absolute bargain. Get in there quick. It will just give your compositions another dimension. So it's another absolutely cracking, or should I say crackling, library from Orchestral Tools. All that leads me to say is thank you so much for Orchestral Tools for sending over a license for Konduit so I could make this video. If you like what you heard, feel free to leave a like or a comment on the video, and of course drop us, I don't know, tell us what do you like about the instrument and how would you use it. Maybe you've already picked it up in the intro cell and you've used it in your work already. Let us know what your experience was like about using it. If you've not done so already, please check out our other videos on YouTube, and of course consider subscribing to the channel. We are rapidly growing, our viewership is getting bigger, we have lots of lovely new subscribers. I want to keep that going because we have so much more content coming your way. Until next time, have a great day, and of course keep making that beautiful music. Take care.